Hi everybody, and welcome to this tutorial which aims at providing you with some guidelines and support in the upload of the national translations of the MOOCs produced in the framework of the Psych.E.In European project. As you know, within the project application of the Psych.E.In project, we promised that all the main results of the project would have been available in English, but they would also be available in the project partners' languages, which is Czech, Greek, French, Italian, Slovakian, and Polish. So with the current tutorial, my goal is to show you how to upload the translations of the two MOOCs that you produced until now. Before showing you how you can upload your translations, I would like to show you the final results of uploading each version, each translation of the MOOCs. So, for example, I will pretend to be an Italian psychologist with no knowledge about English. So I access the project website as user. Then I go to the MOOC 1. Obviously, I have it in English because we have been working to the production and the upload of the two MOOCs in English. But here, if I go in the project website header, I have the possibility to choose the language I would like to access to the contents which have been produced. So if I go to Italian, obviously I will have access to the same contents but in Italian language. Okay, until now I just uploaded some translation, so it is a kind of hybrid version between Italian and English, but the idea was just to let you see the final result. So again, I am an Italian psychologist with no knowledge about English, and I have the possibility to access to Unità Didattica 1, Storia e Approcci, which is the Italian version of Learning Unit 1, History and Approaches. I click on it, and as you can see, once again, in this hybrid version, I have Introduzione all'unità didattica, which is the translation of Introduction to the Learning Unit, as well as all the chapters. Just one has been translated, but again, the idea was to show you the final results. Then, once I click on this, as you can remember, the structure is the following one. We have the name of the learning unit. Once again, it will be in my own language. The name of the chapter I'm accessing to, and once again, it will be in my own language. And then there is a box with some contents. I didn't translate it all, but again, the final results will be having this introduction in my own language. Then I have your PowerPoint, which have been transformed into a slideshow of JPEG, and then I will have a PDF with the translation of the PowerPoint, once again in my own language. Now let's see how it is possible to reach this kind of results. Okay, let's see how it is possible for you to upload the contents of the MOOC in your own national languages. Once again, the starting point is represented by doing the login, but this time we are not doing the login as user, but as partners. You already know how to proceed with the partners login, but this time you won't have to log in with the login credentials you have been using until now, as we created some special login credentials for you as translators. So this is the list. Obviously, I will provide you with this list. As you can see, we created some login credentials for each of the languages the MOOCs will be translated into. I will enter now the project website as Italian translator. So I hope Serena won't mind if I'm just using for this tutorial her login credential as Italian translator. But again, once you fill in the two boxes with the login credential, you will access to this kind of web page, which is similar to the one you are already used to, but with an extra section which is MOOC Translate. Here you can translate MOOC 1 learning units, MOOC 2 learning units, MOOC 1 self-assessment test, MOOC 2 self-assessment test. Let's start with MOOC 1 learning unit. So how can I and where can I upload my translation? We still are in the English version. Then as I entered the website as Italian translator, I will have to click on Italian, and then you see there is a main difference. All the parts which are signed by those flags can be translated. So if I click, okay, I already uploaded this kind of translation about the learning unit 1. Let's go here to the title. So every time I see this, let's say, union of flags, it is one of the translations that I can directly upload on the project website. So I click on the flags and I have two different boxes. The upper box has to remain like it is because it is the source language. And then we have the destination language, which is, as you see, Italian, because I can work on the Italian version. Then I can type here directly the translation of the title. So learning unit 2, it will be Unità, then I think that Serena will work on this, but Unità didattica 2, for example, 2, diverse fasi, and so on. So I can directly upload here the Italian, it will be Greek, French, Slovakian, Polish translation of the contents available in the upper box. Then I have just to click and then my translation has been saved. I close here, and now if I enter if I refresh here, I will have it available. As you can see, diverse fasi, I didn't finish the translation. And then I can do the same for all the different chapters within each specific learning unit. Let's go back to learning unit 1 with all the different chapters. I click on edit, and then as I'm still an Italian translator, for each part, for each box, I can upload my translation. You will find, as you can see, some arrow or signs and so on. So I would kindly ask you to please keep all of them, because they are editing signs to be left as they are, because otherwise we can just modify the final editing of the translation. So each time you find, most of the time you will find this arrow with P, I would kindly ask you to please copy and paste them, and then to put and to copy and paste directly the translation, and if there is another sign like this, to put it also in the translation box. Then this has been accepted. I go here to the introduction, and then I find the source text to be translated, and here I can work directly on the translation. Please remember every time to save, because otherwise what you write will be completely lost. Finally, about the PowerPoint presentation. We have been working to the PowerPoint presentation, which have been transformed by me in a slideshow of JPEGs. For the Italian versions, all the translation of the PowerPoint presentations have to be transformed in PDF file. In this case, my suggestion would be that of keeping this kind of title. So it will be ET, but it will be Greek it will be Slovakian, it will be Polish translation of the PowerPoint, and then you can directly delete what has been already uploaded, or you can just add your PDF, which is the translation of the PowerPoint presentation. So you have been working to translating all the PowerPoint which have been produced by each partner for each learning unit. Then you have to transform all the PowerPoint presentation in PDF files, and you have to upload them. How can you do that? You have just to choose file. For example, I put that PDF on my desktop, so I go on the desktop and I will find the Italian translation of the PowerPoint. Then I click on open and then I save, which means that my PDF file has been uploaded on the project MOOC and it is available for the Italian, in this case Greek, French version of the MOOCs. Then you will be asked to do the same for all the questions of the self-assessment test. You have just to click on Translate MOOC 1 Self-Assessment Test, click on Edit, and once you click on Edit, you will find all the question and all the answers to be translated. So here, if you click on the flags, this is the text to be translated into Italian, as well as for the first answer, as well as for the second answer, and so on. So my suggestion would be that of copying and pasting every time the text to be translated in the box which is below, and here work directly on the translation. Remember to save every time, and then once you finish uploading all the different translation, you have just to log out, and then if you want to immediately check if you have been able to upload all the different translation, then you have to enter as user doing the login here, choosing your language, and then again you will have the possibility to check. In this case, again, I've been working on the Italian version. If you click on Italian, then you will have access to all the different translations that I uploaded just a few minutes ago. Do not hesitate to contact me if you have any question about how to upload the translations on the Psych.E.In project website.